Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm Olivia.
Hello, hello. I'm JC. Welcome back, you guys. We are here on this beautiful, gloomy day in South Dakota.
Yes. Oh, and when this comes out, it's Easter Monday. Hope you had a great Easter.
Yes. Happy post-Easter.
It's crazy how quickly Easter. Like, for us, it hasn't happened yet.
It's an early Easter, though, too.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like...
And last year was late or normal.
I can't remember. Was it like middle of April last year?
It was April 20th because it was the day after Ellen was born.
Oh, yeah. So it would be like a little bit later.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
I forgot she was almost an Easter baby.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that'll be her fun fact at parties. I celebrated 2 Easters
before I turned 1. I found out last night that Cole was born Easter Friday. He was Good Friday.
Oh.
And he's March 28th.
Yeah. It's all over the place.
Easter can be everywhere.
We were talking about that this last Sunday with my family about, what makes Easter's date. Like, what do they follow?
Yeah, how does it?
I think it like follows the Jewish tradition of like whenever they do Passover then we do it that next Sunday. And I think they follow the moon or something like that.
Some Jewish calendar or something.
Yeah, something.
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
Very
so
cool.
we don't really know when it was. It's just about this time.
Yes, roughly. That's like saying like Jesus was born around Christmas.
Yeah, it's like
this one I would probably guess that like the Jewish calendar follows like the Passover because that's like actually in the Bible, but his actual birth I kind of doubt is on December 25th.
Yeah, and that's the one that's like this is the day.
Yeah.
No, it's just when we've chosen to celebrate. And that is it just something about the time of year that makes sense for like when they would have had to go for their taxes or like to be each their own time?
I've never actually researched that.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad about that kind of stuff.
I do not know. I had my 20-week anatomy scan this morning.
Very exciting.
And baby girl was a little like kung fu master. She was like kicking like crazy.
But
naturally,
do you feel her yet or no?
Yeah,
okay.
I can if I'm laying really still. I think I felt like one of them when she was ultrasounding. At night, like when I lay down, I can usually feel her. Or like the other day, I haven't been drinking hardly any caffeine.
Yeah.
And I don't have decaf Nespresso pods at my house.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like, just like really craving like a coffee. And so I made one. I swear she was doing like somersaults in my stomach.
She's like, whoa, Mom.
Yeah, girl was rushing off that caffeine. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, maybe I shouldn't like drink all of this. So I kind of like didn't drink the whole glass. I was like, she is having a good time, which I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but like considering I haven't hardly been drinking any caffeine, I'm like, it's probably not good just to all of a sudden throw it out there.
Yeah, but that's what they say to like do if you're not feeling kicks and you're nervous about it. They're like, drink something really cold, drink something sugary, or drink something with a little bit of caffeine to like, then they'll start moving.
Yeah,
or to lay down like on your side and just be still.
That makes sense.
Later in pregnancy, you'll start doing that when you have to kick.
Yeah, Lauren was talking about it today. I think it's like after 28 weeks, maybe.
You start counting.
They start doing that, and then like just like knowing cycles. Like, oh, I always feel her moving at like 12:30 after lunch, or every night when I lay down, I feel her. And if you don't, then that's when you can be like, hey,
patterns
something might be up. But no, so it's been kind of fun to like feel her moving and stuff. But everything looked really good. She's in the 60th percentile, so
nice.
We love an average, child. Nothing too crazy huge, but not like teeny. So yeah,
nice. I love it. It's so fun.
Yeah, it was good. It was Cole came with, so it was fun. He got to see like it was like even just cool to see like her little heart beating and all the stuff.
Grant running around my house like crazy. Oh my goodness.
Grant's become a regular part of our programming.
Yeah, apparently. No, that's so fun. The 20-week is always like a really exciting marker to get to and confirm it's a girl and all that.
Yeah, she for sure is a little wee lass, a little girl. The ultrasound tech was like, I've never seen an inaccurate NIPT test. So I was like,
that's comforting to hear.
Yeah. I was like, well, I mean, I've seen some TikToks. There does have to be one in whatever, but it's
are those
very
from
rare.
in like that test, or are they from the at-home ones? Because I know the at-home ones have error.
Yes, I know that. The TikToks that I've seen are actual, like, my NIPT test said that it was a boy, and when I went in for the ultrasound, like, it was not a boy. We're having a girl.
Yeah.
So, but I do think there could be like some factors that could play. Like maybe there were, this sounds bad, but like maybe you conceived twins and like they did the test and maybe at that point like one had like kind of what do they say, like not absorbed. Absorbed. Yeah. So it's like that could mess it up, or there's a lot of things that like can mess it up in theory, like when you're having multiples or things. So who knows? Like you never get the full backstory of what people are saying or telling you on TikTok, but
true. Yeah. I have a friend who, when they did the at-home one, it told them it was a boy, and it would have been their third boy.
Okay.
But then when they went ahead and did the 12-week blood test too, because it was covered by their insurance. And when the nurse called, it was like, "So are you finding out gender?" And they were like, "Oh, we already know it's a boy." And she's like, they're like, "It's a girl." So they were very excited.
That's crazy. But, yeah, I do think, especially because the at-home ones, they do them so much earlier too.
Yeah, and there's you can contaminate the samples at home. Like she has 2 little boys, and like what if something? Yeah,
interesting.
But yes, and then I think the reverse happened with another friend where they thought they were having a girl, and it would have been their first girl but then it ended up being their fourth boy. So.
If that happened to my sister-in-law, if they told her it was a girl and she had a boy, that would be hard.
That'd be devastating.
Like, it's one thing if you just find out and you're like, "Yep, it's right, whatever." I've heard of ultrasounds being wrong.
Yeah.
But again, I feel like they're so clear now, and like
it's so rare. Yeah. With an ultrasound especially.
I understand maybe 20 years ago they maybe reading the ultrasounds was like a little bit harder, but interesting. But no, on Sunday, it was so funny. Cole was out like fishing on the dock because the lake, it was so nice. It was like 70 degrees.
Yeah.
I was sitting out in the sun, like literally got like a little baby tan line, like felt so good. And we were trying to get Coy to jump in the lake so bad, and he did not want to. Piper's in there swimming, doing whatever, and he did not want to jump in the water. And I was like, "You better not be a pansy. Like
you're not gonna enjoy the summer."
I'm like, "You need to get in there." But the water was so cold. Piper came out and like was shaking, and it got on my legs, and I was like, "Oh my goodness." I was like, maybe I don't blame you for not wanting to go in yet.
Grant put on his little swim shoes at my parents. We were at my parents on Sunday and wanted to go out into the water, and he just walks out into it, stands in it. Like, it's so cold.
It was, it's like cold plunge.
Yeah.
It's got to be in the 40s, I bet.
Yeah, I don't know. The only time I touched it was getting water for the sandbox, but
it was beautiful though.
Yeah, it's nice how clear the water looks right now because it's not all turned up
with all the boats. There was quite a few boats out on our side, like fishing,
and then there was a pontoon that was cruising around.
Yeah, those good old zebra mussels cleaning up everything.
Oh, did we get some of those? Oh,
yeah. So make sure the kids have water shoes on.
Yeah,
this summer.
Yeah,
or you
has a pair, so I'm not going in. Just don't touch the bottom.
It's just like if you're on like rocky or like gravelly areas.
It's all rocky in my parents' area. Maybe that's why it's so clean over there.
It could be, yeah.
Because it's looking clean.
Ours was a lot cleaner last year, I thought, but we didn't find any zebra mussels until like the fall.
Oh, you guys actually found some?
Oh yeah, they're all over our dock. Oh. Like we lifted up our ladder, and they were covered in them.
Because you leave your dock in.
Yeah, the dock stays in, but the ladder usually we would flip it up. And someone forgot to flip it up one time, like later in the fall, and we just were like, oh, whatever. And so when Cole was just like swiveling it to the side, just to like for the winter, we just swivel it off to the side and it floats. He lifted up the ladder and it was covered in zebra mussels.
Oh, that's crazy. So someone contaminated Mina with.
Yeah, it could have been a boat. It even could have been as much as like a bird went and like ate a fish and then pooped in Mina, and like the eggs were in the fish kind of thing. Like it's very easy for it to transfer.
Yeah.
So
someone could have worn swim shoes in a different lake and in this lake. Could it be like that?
I think so. I mean,
I don't know.
A lot of times they'll say it's because boats didn't pull plugs or like water was in a water well and then they emptied it. Yeah,
I've always joked about wanting zebra mussels at Mina so that it would clean it up, but I don't actually because I know it kills the.
Well, it'll be a lot cleaner. Yeah, it'll be a lot clearer. So we'll see. They're there. They've got the big signs up. Like if you go like to the if you were coming to my house and you look at that dock area, there's like a big orange sign that says like this lake has zebra mussels.
Oh. Crazy.
Yes.
Anyways.
Yes. Good times. Okay, so we're doing a Q&A today. If you guys follow us on Instagram, you may have left us some of these Q&As.
We might be answering your Q question.
Okay, so let's start out with someone said, what was the craziest inquiry/fake inquiry story you've ever received? Oh. Do you have any of these?
No, I don't think so.
From when you would get inquiries for weddings?
I don't know. I have to think on it. Nothing's coming to mind.
I know one fake one was one time one of my friends signed her 1-year-old son up for my street team.
Oh.
And she had filled out everything. Why do you want to be on the team? It was funny. And then at the end she was like, oh, by the way, this is, so. So sometimes funny ones like that people have done. Craziest ones, I'm trying to think if I had any really off the beaten path.
I know, I'm trying to think maybe I've had some weird ones of will you come and do a video of.
Oh yeah, wait. Oh, I did one time in the inquiry form, which this was so weird. I don't remember if I got back to them because I was kind of
yeah.
She inquired about wedding stuff, and then she was also, we were curious if you would document us, what's it called, when you have sex after you get married?
Consummating?
Yeah, she wanted to know if I would photograph them consummating the marriage.
What? What?
It was on the inquiry.
And you're
pretty sure I just deleted it. I was I don't think so.
That's in a show that I watched. It was olden days, but fantasy kind of thing. And it was apparently back in the day, they used to have to be in the room when they started consummating the marriage. They're under sheets and stuff.
Yes.
But then it's so to prove that, okay, this marriage has been consummated.
Well, did you ever watch Outlander?
No. When
she married Red Jamie, she went back in time,
Yeah.
When she married him, they had to have someone in there to prove that they consummated the marriage. And so I think that was actually something they did back in the day. Especially for royals. Royals and specific bloodlines and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild. Okay. Let's see. How many kids do you both want?
I used to always say 4. And then I found out that it's really just not in your control. So I'll take however many the Lord gives me. But minimum 4 would be my ideal.
Okay.
But you never know.
Cole and I both in marriage counseling had said 3. That was the number we both agreed on.
Yeah.
But the other day he told me, he's we should really have an even number of kids.
So 2 or 4?
Yeah. So we'll see. I feel 2 seems not that it's not enough. I mean, if that's what God blesses you with, amazing, great, love that. But also 3 fit in a car that seats 5 people perfectly. If you have 4, you have to get a bigger vehicle.
Yeah, you need a tiebreaker. What if you guys are all voting on something?
I know, girls versus boys. Yeah. I mean, could be a struggle. No, I don't know. I think 3 logistically for my age and when I'm having my first child, I think 3 maps out well. But again, not in my control in reality. So
I think that's the
we will
the main
see.
Thing is we love to think we have any control over it, and we don't. But Lord willing, 4 or more.
Yes, I mean you're halfway there.
Yeah, halfway there.
That's what I was singing on Saturday when I was 20 weeks. I was whoa, we're halfway there. I also bought my half-baked ice cream.
Oh, yeah? Did you do a little photo shoot?
No, I haven't done it yet. Got delivered yesterday.
Nice.
Someone said, how many weddings have you shot or videoed in your career? I don't know an exact number.
You're over 100.
I'm over 200.
Over 200.
Yeah, I bet I'm really close to the 250 mark because I shot my 200th wedding in 2023. It was summer of 2023. So I would have had all the rest of those fall ones, all of 2024, all of 2025. Yeah, I'm probably over 250 actually. I'd have to do the math.
I have not done near that many. Let me see if I can. I gotta think.
I mean, you'd have to for sure be in the 50s, don't you think?
Yeah.
Because there was some summers where you had, like, what was the most you ever had in a summer?
12.
So, I mean, that adds up. I bet you're close to 50. Here,
there.
while you're counting, if you want to count, someone
it's
says,
around there.
how did you meet Cole?
Oh.
Olivia knows.
Well, was that the first time you met him or just the first time you remembered about him?
So, technically, I sang karaoke with him one time before I, like, really ever knew him.
Okay.
And so, but I didn't actually know who he was. Like, it was one of those things where, like, we were, I can't remember if it was at RNA or where it was, and Brooke was like, oh, hey, sing with someone, so-and-so, like, go sing with JC, she wants a partner. And we just, like, sang together and, like, never even talked to him. Like, never saw him again.
That's so funny.
And I mean, that's not, like, that wild, because I would always sing with, like, Brooke's brother.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so, like, Alex wasn't there, so I was like, oh, you can fill in for Alex.
You sang with Cole's dad.
Yeah, I sang with Cole's dad. Like, it's just, like, one of those things, if you like karaoke, you will sing with anyone.
Yeah.
Okay. In reality. I mean, maybe not anyone. But anyway, so I didn't really know who he was because I knew who his dad was because Cole wasn't even living in, like, the Aberdeen area.
Right.
And so it was, like, Memorial Day weekend, and I was spending the weekend out at Olivia's parents', and then her brother and brother-in-law and sister-in-law were staying there too. Yeah. Actually, both of your brother-in-laws.
Yep. Yeah, it was like the whole White Clan.
Yeah. And so they were like, hey, the crossing has karaoke going on. Like, let's just go down for, like, a little bit.
Yeah.
And they have good popcorn. And so we got there and we were just, like, sitting there, and I don't think Brooke was there, but I think Todd was. And I, like, said hi to Todd. That's Cole's dad.
Yep.
And
Adam knew Todd from working at Menards.
Yes, they worked at Menards together. Yeah. And so, like, you, me, and Meg sang, like, Spice Girls.
Me and you completely sober. We weren't drinking at all.
Yeah. And just, I don't know, having a fun time. Yeah. And then, like, all of a sudden, Cole was, like, there, and his dad had signed him up to sing. Mm-hmm. And he was singing Sold. And I remember sitting, like, front row with Olivia, and I looked over. I was like, do you think he's cute? And I think your words were like, yeah, he's cute for you. Like,
yeah. I was like, he's cute. You love the short guys, don't you?
And I was like,
well, you did say, you were like, oh, he's so cute. Too bad he's not a little taller.
I know. Or something like, yeah, I remember saying that. And then you're like, yeah, he's cute for you. Yeah. And I had Todd was just whooping it up per usual.
Yeah.
And I took, like, some photos of Todd just, like, cheering for Cole. And didn't really think anything of it. And then the next day I texted Brooke and I was like, hey, what's Cole's Snapchat? I should send him these photos of his dad. They're really funny. And the rest is history.
She's like, I mean, I should just probably send him these.
I should probably just, like,
it was funny because you were like, oh, that's Todd's son. He's really cute or whatever. He's like, he grew up with Brooke or something like that.
Yeah. Because they were, like, childhood friends, like, showed cattle together. Yeah. But I never,
the whole lowdown or
I never had a conversation with him. I just knew kind of, like, who he was because of that one time that we had met.
Yep.
So, long story, but yes, that is how I met Cole. Okay, next question. What made you call it the Midwest Buzz?
Good question.
That is a great question. I remember brainstorming and we wanted it to be a very, like,
where we were location.
Open. Yeah. Like, it could be anything.
We didn't want to niche it too much.
Right. Which, hindsight, maybe we should have niched it more.
Now it's a different niche than what we would have been then, though. Because then it was, like, the wedding, photography, videography.
Yeah, we were very much, like, I was actually looking, I was like, we need to change the bio on our Instagram because it has evolved over the years and it needs to change.
Yeah. We've thought about a rebrand. Let us know if you guys have any suggestions, but we're leaning more into our motherhood side of things and relatable life.
Yeah, I think that was one of actually the questions was, once you guys both have kids, will it become more of a mom to mom podcast?
Yeah, maybe.
I would speculate that it probably would be. I hate to be one of those. I was telling Cole the other day, I was like chatting with someone and I was like, I feel like the only thing we can talk about is their kid. This wasn't you.
Yeah.
Like, it was someone that I don't really know that well. So, like,
Yeah.
you don't have enough to
A lot
talk
in
about.
common, yeah.
So, like, naturally, you just talk about their kid. And I was like, I don't want to be one of those moms that, like, can't carry a conversation that's not about my kid.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'll probably be one of those people.
I mean, it happens. They naturally come into your conversation because they're
Yes.
such a huge part of your life. How can they not?
Right.
But it does. You have so many other things going on. I don't think it's gonna be that because you have your photography. You have your like.
Yeah,
Just-
but I think
just
it's
so
really
much, like-
easy to like brag / complain or, you know,
Yeah.
like whatever about
Into
your
anything,
kids.
yes.
So I have a feeling that,
And it's an easy thing to relate to other people about, like when they're like, "Oh, my kid," and they're like, "Oh, I have one too. You're these ages."
oh yeah,
whatever.
when he was teething, and then
Yeah.
you're like, oh my gosh, the sleep
Yeah.
regression, and like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It
you
just
just
is an easy thing to relate on. It happens,
especially
but-
mom to mom.
Yes.
Like sometimes, like I feel like I have enough friends that are moms so that I can kind of relate to most people's
Yeah.
conversations. Like I'm usually like, oh yeah, Grant was doing this at that age, I
Yeah.
remember. Or oh yeah, I remember Lincoln telling me that Emmett did blah blah blah. Like
Yeah.
so usually I can contribute enough and, you know, be
Yeah.
like a fake
No,
mom.
I get it though.
Now I just talk about her photos from 20 weeks.
Yeah. They're adorable.
Okay. Someone said, be honest, how hard are the winters in South Dakota?
Really hard, except for this one. I don't want to jinx it, but we're March and it's
I know.
okay.
We haven't really had, there's been like maybe what, 2 or 3 like snow days for like
Yeah.
the school system. So that's nothing crazy this year.
No.
I feel like the last 3 years have been very moderate.
Yeah.
4 years ago was crazy. We had gotten
Yeah.
a ton of snow.
Yeah.
I think
well,
that
I feel
it,
like the year 2023, we had a lot of snowed in days because I was pregnant and like vlogging, and I just remember that it was a lot of snowed in days where Adam was having to shovel and I was
Yeah.
stuck in the house. And
Are you
Yeah.
are you sure not 2022? Because 2022. Oh wait, winter of 2023. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
the beginning
Like
of 2023.
The very end of
the
2022. Yes. I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yes. So
Because
pregnant with Grant into
Yes,
that.
okay.
Because that's when we tried to travel for your birthday and we had that ice
Yes.
storm and like.
because
yeah.
I was like, wait, when I was living in that rental,
You got
do you
so
remember the
many-
snow drifts that I would
Yeah.
get? It was
couldn't get
wild.
out of your garage. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually got snowed in.
Yeah.
Like wild.
So
but
yes, they're rough.
they're rough.
When
Obviously,
you get the negative temperatures and you like school gets canceled because of that. It's just
growing up in
Yeah,
it,
you
it
have
just is
more.
normal to me.
Yeah.
So like I think of like, okay, I always have like an extra coat and mittens in my car.
Yeah.
Or like my dad's always like, don't drive on an empty tank in the
Yeah.
winter. And like there's just things that you kind of know and you learn how to drive in it.
Yeah. Some better than others.
Again, it's what you're exposed to and what's normal to you. So I
Yeah.
don't think that much of it because I'm like, yeah, they're cold and they're brutal. But also I don't even work a physical job where I'm out in it.
Yeah. I think
Like,
yeah.
I think of like my dad and brothers that are like actually out in it when it's
Yeah.
miserable, or like a lot of blue collar jobs and
Yeah.
stuff where it's like, oh, I
First
complained.
responders
I
and all- yeah.
complained that I had to like run into Target and it was cold and like
Yeah.
the wind hit my face. Like
Yeah.
for the
I-
most part, we have heat. We have heated cars. I have a heated seat, a heated steering wheel. Like
Yeah.
it's
I
not
have a
that
heated
bad.
steering wheel now too in the minivan. Oops.
Living the life of luxury.
Yes. When we first moved here, it was extremely hard, and I was like, "This is so depressing. It lasts so long." But then
Yeah.
the summer was so great that you forget. But I can imagine that if you moved away, like your friend who lives in Arizona, and then tried to come back to the Midwest, that would be extremely hard.
Yeah.
Because winters are so good there. My dream would be, except for it will never happen because I don't want to live away from family. That's more important to me. But like to live somewhere where you don't have a
Be like a little
Real winter.
snowbird or yeah.
like
Though it's funny though because Lakin will say how she misses like the
seasons.
seasons.
Yeah, Adam
how like
couldn't do
fall is especially hard. Like she misses like the beautiful fall days that we have,
Yeah.
like the crisp air,
yeah, it
harvest
feels
time.
like nostalgic because it's like football
Yeah.
and chili and pumpkins. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I mean, there's obviously pros and cons to anything,
yeah.
but
They can be brutal, but
they
also
can be
fine.
brutal. It'd be naive to say that if you're not used to them, they could be brutal.
Yeah, we might have snow on Easter. We might not. You never know around here. Hopefully not this year.
Okay, someone said, when did you feel like you were actually fully booked, like as a full-time photographer? I'm trying to think. So if I started photography in 2013, I would say probably 2017, 2018 is kind of, I think that was the year that I shot like 90 seniors in one summer.
Oof,
like it was like
too many.
wild. It was crazy how many I had, which kudos to people who do that, because I know there are senior photographers who do take on that many.
Seniors.
Yeah. And I'm like, good for you guys. I just couldn't, like, I was doing like 3 seniors a day, 4 days a week, plus with weddings. Like, I just remember being like,
That's gotta be exhausting. Do you think back on it and go,
yeah. I mean, last year I shot 40 some, and like that seems very manageable to me. Like, I feel like I still had a life. I still had, you know, like I take one day off a week where I can get caught up on stuff and not, you know, not always work, because I'm like, we have such a short window to work in the Midwest for like what, like outdoor outdoor senior or wedding photography, like is primarily May to October. So you have a very short window of when you can like get your sessions in.
So now you would say 40 for seniors is booked. What is weddings?
This year I actually have quite a few, but with baby coming and some associate weddings, I think I have 27 booked. I think I'll probably shoot 20 of them.
Okay.
My goal is every year just to book 20 weddings. That's like my, okay, if I book 20, I'll be sitting really good number wise. I still have like good life work balance kind of stuff.
It's also like, again, that short. You just are booking 20 weddings. It's not over the whole year.
Because it's like, okay, looking from like January 1st till now, I've had one wedding.
Right.
Like, I've been
just
pretty
here, it's not the season.
Relaxed this time of year.
And it was in Mexico, so.
Yeah, not a bad gig.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'd say probably like it took me 4 or 5 years to like fully be established and like be like full time.
Yeah.
Like making a good salary.
Yeah.
Someone said, what would you say is the best way to get the word out about my new business?
Well, social media, obviously.
Social media
Create
is
a viral
great.
Video. There you go.
Just make a viral video.
That's easy. What do you mean?
Do it.
I've never gone viral on TikTok. I feel like everyone has at least had one thing that's gone viral on TikTok. I should say my 2020 TikTok account did have one video go viral. The like one was like ding ding ding.
Yes, I loved that little dance.
Yeah, we did that. Like my parents were sitting at the table and we had planned to just one by one stand up and start doing it.
Yeah. And
so Lindy and I had like our phones set up and like filmed different angles or whatever, and that one ended up going viral. It was like me, Levi, Adam, and Lindy did it.
That's funny. What did you delete that TikTok and get a new one, or why did you say your 2020 TikTok?
Yeah, I deleted it when it was like the whole.
So you don't have the account anymore?
No.
Okay. My viral video is the dumb Hydro Flask, or the done Awala one. Has like 3 million or something.
Yes.
Yeah, it's stupid. Anyway, back to the question.
Yeah, to get to you.
So I would say word of mouth is huge. I know I don't think this person is a photographer, so this might not be the right like advice, but I just remember in the beginning, like I did a lot of unpaid sessions, which I know is controversial. Some people say value your work, don't do unpaid stuff. But like getting your name out there and telling people like, hey, I'm going to give you a free shoot. I'll just use photography. I'm going to give you a free shoot. If I do, I want you to post them and make sure you tag me, and like getting your work out there, getting your portfolio out there. If it's a business, like obviously like doing collabs with other local businesses to really get your name out there, because so much of it is just name recognition.
Yeah.
Like if you hear of something and you're like, oh, I've never heard of that, but you don't keep hearing about it, you're not going to be like, oh, I should look into it, or oh, I wonder what they do.
It really depends what your business is, because like when I was starting out, I connected with you, which helped me a ton. Was like you could recommend like, oh, she did this.
Yeah, getting referrals.
And then I did like discounted the first few weddings that I did in the area, because obviously nobody had any reference for me and I really hadn't done much of anything. So like building up your portfolio like you were saying, but it depends on again what your business is.
Yeah, I think that obviously like social media marketing, maybe even paying for some targeted ads like in the area, doing giveaways, just stuff to even like donating stuff to, if you have actual products, or you could do gift cards, to like charity auctions, just stuff to really.
And I do think like, depending on what you want, so like there's like a flower shop in town where she does like, come with me as I open up the shop, or come with me as I make this bouquet, or whatever. And like I think those kinds of videos can grow your audience, because someone might be like, oh, I wonder what it's like to own a flower shop, and just watch the videos, and then generates more towards your page.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would agree. Okay, someone said, how long has it been since you guys met, and when did you guys become real besties? We talked about this the other day. We were trying to figure out, like, it was when you were working at Arrow.
Yes.
And because it was before you and Adam were dating, but you were not engaged.
Yeah.
So what year would that have been?
We started dating in 2017. That's when we moved here too.
So 9 years ago?
Yeah. Because I guess I started working at Arrow in beginning of 2018.
Backstory, Arrow, if you haven't heard the story.
Yeah.
Arrow was a boutique that Olivia worked at, and I did like stock photos for them, or like merchandise photos of like every time they would get new inventory. Yeah.
So I know that the first time I heard about you was you were in Hawaii and Meg needed someone to shoot the photos. She asked me to shoot the photos, and she was like, yeah, usually I have JC from JC Photography do it or whatever. And so I looked you up and I was like, my gosh, this girl is so young.
I was a baby.
But at the same time,
but I was older than you.
And I didn't know that. You just looked so young. I was like, she's already married. She's so young.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is you were younger than that when you got married. But anyways, so then we met through doing that. And then you found out I did video, and you were like, oh, I do this stylized shoot and I would love to have video of it.
Yeah.
So then we did that. And then I remember Lindy came with me to that. And when we left that, I was like, I know who I'm hiring for my wedding whenever I get married.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I never worked with a photographer that was just like that fun and easy and like made it.
Was that when Brittany and Red were modeling? Yeah. And then I remember like the first time we kind of like had a very like heart to heart was that time that wedding. We like drove, was it like close to 3 hours for a wedding?
Yeah, because it was
a decent drive.
I think it was in Mitchell.
Yeah, I think it was past Mitchell.
Oh, because it was
like in the boonies. Yeah, it was in a small town.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I don't think they're together anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Not good. But that was like when we like were in a car for like probably close to 6 hours together. Just, like, and I feel like we like really we like deep chatted, not just like, oh yeah, like,
where are you from?
Yeah.
We bonded on that. We were both homeschooled. We both grew up like Christian. And then we just like started talking about life stuff.
And that would have been like 2018. Yeah. And then we probably, I feel like over like COVID, we started shooting a lot of weddings together, which then turned into like a friendship and like hanging out. So I mean, I'd say by like 2020 we were hanging out a lot. Yeah. Because what year did we start the podcast?
2021?
I think so. That sounds about right. And then we started doing Floral and Fedora, like, you know, it's evolved.
Yeah, you shot Mariah's wedding in 2021.
Yes.
So, like, you traveled to
that was Virginia really fun.
For one of my cousin's weddings. So, like, just gotten more over the years. But probably, like, we were considering each other close friends, like, 2020.
Yeah, I would say, like, over COVID, like, I remember coming over here. And,
yeah.
Hanging out. All the fun things.
Yes.
Besties for the resties. Okay. When's the next merch drop?
Oh gosh.
We have not discussed this.
No,
so
we don't even know what we'd put on merch. Probably something different than just like.
And we've also, like, as Olivia said earlier, like, we've talked about a rebrand. So, like, I don't think that there will be any additional Midwest Buzz merch being dropped.
No. Sorry
to break your hearts if you were waiting for that. This is funny. Who's Olivia's favorite sibling?
Oh, it did one of my siblings ask that.
Yeah.
I don't have a favorite. I have ones that I'm probably closer to than others.
Yeah. I feel like
who's your favorite right now? George?
Out of my siblings? Oh, Johnny's always my favorite. Everyone knows that. It's like a baby thing. It's like the oldest and the youngest. And even
I wonder if Kelly would probably always say that about like Lindy being her favorite.
I mean, it's not that I genuinely love all of my siblings and I care about them. I think Johnny and I just have like this little like connection because
Yeah.
we're the blue-eyed babies in the fam, and like, and it's something we joke about. Like Johnny will like, oh, my favorite sister's here,
Yeah.
like, so we probably shouldn't do that because that's not actually like,
Yeah.
and it's bad because then Trace will say things like, oh, my favorite grandpa, or oh, my favorite whatever, and it's like, oh, we probably shouldn't do that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously I only have one sister, so like she'd be my favorite sister,
Yeah.
or like, but out of my brothers, like I have very different relationships with all of
that's
them.
like, I think I have a like, I'm very close with my sisters, obviously, because it's like sisters.
Yeah.
But I really love all my sister-in-laws too, so I'm close with them. And then like, I don't know, I just have different relationships with each of my brothers. Like Makai and Levi are younger, so that's different than what it's like with Tim and Jake, and like.
Well, and you're like right in the middle too, or basically as middle as you can get. And I sometimes think like I might even be closer with Drew because of how close I am with his wife.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, Micaiah lives here now. I hardly ever, I mean, we see him, obviously, but he's busy with school and work and stuff. But I, like, hang out with his wife, Camille, all the time. I'm close with her. And, like, we're in the same friend group and stuff. So that's really
so then
nice.
that naturally, like, is going to make you be closer to them because, like, you hang out with her, you see their kid, you know.
But I definitely talk to all of my sisters more than, like, my brothers. Like, I get updates about their lives through their wives.
Yeah.
And then, like, my two older brothers, to be honest, I know stuff through like the family Marco Polo and stuff, but their kids are older, so they're just like so busy,
just different life stages. And
so I'd say like Lindy, Levi, Makai, and I are all very much in the same life stage right now. But Lindy and I, especially, with like we both had boys at the same time, then we both had girls really close, and like
just say it. Obviously, Lindy's your favorite. She's waiting to hear
we're
it.
We're best friends, but like I don't really have a favorite, but Lindy and I.
She's playing Switzerland, you guys. She's not gonna say. I don't blame you. You have a lot of siblings. You don't want to stir any pots. But I think, let me double check. I think that was all of the questions. Did anyone message you any?
I don't think so. I didn't check, I guess.
I feel like that was everything. Unless people like, here, I was going to check the actual DMs. No, I think we're good.
No, I don't.
We are golden. Although Lauren did say, she's like, my question for your question box this morning is, what's the name of the baby? And I was like,
not sharing.
I did talk to Cole. We talked about it a little bit, and I was like, here's the deal. Like, we have not talked about names since we decided like we really liked said name.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that just her name? And he was like, yeah, I think so. And I was like, I mean, at this point, like, I don't think we're going to change because we haven't even, like...
Do you even have, like, a second name if you saw her and we're like...
No, that's why I'm like, I think that's just her name.
It's just her name. Yeah, see, it just goes like that sometimes.
The middle name, I'm a little bit, like, I have two options that I think I like. That's how it was with that one. But so now I'm trying to convince him that I should be able to tell my one grandma because I want the quilt made. So we'll see. But one of his... An NDA. But one... Yeah. Can you imagine? Hi, Nana. I'll give you the name for the quilt that you're making me, but you have to sign this NDA. I would die. I don't think if I do, which I guess I just said this, if I do tell her, I probably won't tell any of my family because I'm afraid that they might be like, oh, you better tell us. And then she might be weak and tell. So we'll see.
Let it slip accidentally. Like, oh, I was making so-and-so's quilt.
I know. I don't know. I'm fine. I would be fine telling people. But if Cole wants it to be like, just like us thing. And then we like, I'm really good either way. Yeah. I don't overly care. But one of his friends on his birthday on Saturday was like, oh yeah, do you have a name? And he was like, yeah, kind of. And he's like, well, what's it start with? And Cole was going to tell him. And I was like, excuse me. I was like, you said we can't tell people. And
I haven't told anybody.
I was like, I haven't even dropped a first letter. And
you're like, if you tell them the first letter, I
was like, I'm texting 15 people immediately. No. Can you imagine? You're just going to text from me like 8 o'clock at night on Saturday. Like the letter starts with, or the name starts with like,
yeah.
You're like, what's going on?
Okay. I suck at word games. Can't do Wordle by myself.
Yeah. So no, we'll see. I don't know. I'm good either way. I'm kind of like letting that be. If it's something he cares about, good for him. I don't know. I'm just more like, oh, it'd be nice like to have like a cute little sweater.
Yeah.
I'm all about the photos. Let's be honest. Like I could care less if someone knows ahead of time. I just want like the aesthetic little like
You're like, I
Fresh
want all the
48, like her in
Yeah.
her little sweater that has her name
Well,
on
at least
it.
you can like order that because
I
if
could
you guys are
technically,
set on-
I could technically order it from Etsy, and then
Yeah.
like no family would know.
see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
So
have to have anybody make it. But
we'll see.
yes. Anyways, thank you guys for listening to today's
Yes.
episode. We hope you enjoyed and learned some stuff about us and whatever.
Yeah, thanks for any of you who left questions.
Yes,
We appreciate
appreciate it.
you. And maybe we'll do another fun little Q&A one in the future.
Yeah,
'cause it was a
probably
good
start
time.
doing them monthly.
That'd be
Be
fun.
an easy way for us to be like, what are we recording today? Oh, it's Q&A
Oh,
time.
Q&A time, baby. Okay, well, thank you guys for listening. As Grant said a couple weeks ago, give us five stars. And we will be back next week. Bye.
That was pretty in sync.
Good job.